Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels. We are going back to that horrible world known as the JRC, but before we do, the usual disclaimers. I'm not going to rant too much this morning. It's just I keep looking at my work computer email praying to be fired, like you don't know. So, good vibes, happy firing, help out. That'd be appreciated, but I'm hoping by the time you watch this, yeah. All right, folks, in the description box, if you are unfamiliar with the Stop the Shocks campaign or the campaign against the troubled teen industry, you're going to find all the pertinent links right there in the description box. Please, in particular, take note of the article written by NeuroClastic, a small non for profit started by autistics for autistics. In it, they interviewed over 900 ABA professionals in regards to the JRC's so called behavior modification program. The Judge Rotenberg Educational Center doesn't want you to read that article so much. They threatened NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit if they did not remove it from the website. NeuroClastic refused, so you know the drill. Please read the article, share it on all your social media. Also included is NeuroClastic's public statement regards to the defamation lawsuit threat, as well as the link to their GoFundMe. We are crowdfunding just in case the JRC ever actually does see through with their threat. Trigger warning 1. When we discuss places like the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center and Agape Boarding School for Boys, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips or surveillance footage of people with mental health issues and disabled people being tortured and abused. If you got young children present, please use your headphones. Trigger warning 2. This channel is marked not for kids for a reason. We use profanity on occasion and do speak on dark subjects. If your child is 16 and younger and they're watching this, very obviously parental supervision is very much advised. All right, folks, where we left off yesterday. It is also important to note that this article was published in 1969. Okay, so the reference they just called out is actually older than the 1975 one. Are you kidding me? How in the name of God could you possibly be that stupid? Like, this is the level of stupid where I kind of stare at you and wonder how you manage to continue to breathe without somebody reminding you every 3 seconds. It's that level of stupid. You are really going to drag up a paper published in 1969 to defend the insanity you are engaging in now? For the love of God, put down the crack pipe. Put down the crack pipe. Throw it outside on the concrete and let it scatter into a million pieces. Because, Mother of God, how stupid do you have to be to literally hunt and hunt and hunt and decide, oh, this report from 1969 is good enough to go up against current research and data? Because that must be some good crack you found. Holy crap. Wow. Wow. So, as explained elsewhere, we believe that it suffers from the outdated methodology, such as lack of systemic observation and reporting AEs. In other words, just like the other report, this paper was published in 1969. The structure, as far as putting forward medical papers to be published, is infinitely different nowadays as it was from 1969's. They require a hell of a lot more scrutiny and fail safes. Checked, counter checked. Can this be replicated? before they even let it out to be published as so much as a goddamn hypothesis. Bro, Kool-Aid drinkers never cease to blow my mind. Whether it's the JRC Kool-Aid drinkers, the AH Kool-Aid drinkers, the Trumpsters Kool-Aid drinkers, the far left Kool-Aid drinkers, all of y'all amaze me. Because you bring forth the dumbest, most see-through, with the largest holes arguments to support your batshit insane claims. Like anything will do for you. As long as it says what you want, you don't care if it's outdated. Most of the times, you don't even know if it actually is outdated or not. Or whether science has done away with it the way of the dodo, like with, frontal lobotomies. Good God. Papers were not held to the same level of scrutiny that they are held to now before publication back in 1969. You really must be on some special I have seen God kind of drugs. If you think trying to pull in a study done from 1969 would be a good idea to support your insane argument. And like the 1975 paper, again, actually says the exact opposite of what you say it does. It was not held up to the protocols that must be followed with all the other published work that is coming out today. Which means it's not worth the paper it's written on. Put it online so we're not killing any more trees with stupidity. Jesus. Thus, the article's characterization of side effects as pointing in a desirable direction must be considered in this light. In other words, folks, as bad as ABA is, and as much as it is centered around the parents and their wants, their desires, what they want their kid to look like on the outside, then instead of us, the actual fucking patient, it has its problems. It is a psychological mind fuck from hell. But it still isn't whatever the hell this is supposed to be. Okay? But you're doing what we want, and isn't that's what's desirable for everyone? It's not what's most desirable for me, Karen. I'm the person whose life that you are potentially fucking up. My life. Not my mom's, not my dad's, not my stepdad's, not my stepmom's, my fucking life. Right? Decisions being made during this time is not going to affect my mom, my dad, my stepdad, my stepmom. It's going to affect me. It's going to follow me. The repercussions from that form of treatment, had I not been as lucky as I am, would be following me, not them, but me, for the rest of my existence. All right? God, I'm tired. Can you tell? What they call desirable is what the parents want. It's what the world wants. It is literally what everybody else wants and what everyone wants to see, except for the person being forced to go through the program. That is the elephant in the room that most of the medical model still refuses to address. They're like, but we take it into consideration and we ask about your dreams. Like you would ask a 5-year-old and treat it the same. Okay? When the person telling you that is 21 years old. I know, because I've lived it. Many of us still here from my age period got to live it. All right? Desirable direction, as what it appears to be to the medical model, is not actually a desirable direction when you speak with anybody who's been a part of the autistic community that those of us crazy for help build up once we got our beginning. Okay? That's what they hate about us, too. We are knowledgeable. We are educated. Many of us have worked in this field, and we continue to draw the public eye to the fact that literally these programs are built for everybody else but us. They don't like that. But I bring it up because, again, I want you all to realize that JRC is simply a horrific, monstrous symptom of a far larger problem. A far larger issue is at hand. And that is when you build an entire treatment medical program that is circulating on getting the results that the parents desire, that neurotypical society desires, your teachers, your brothers, your siblings, legitimately everybody but fucking you, there's probably going to be some pent up resentment there. These things help you. They help you parents. They're not helping me. Do you think learning how to mask actually helped me with anything other than very basic, bare minimum survival? That's all it's there for. It's a coping mechanism at being forced to people in a world that fucking hates me simply because I exist. Okay? If we don't want places like the JRC to rise again, we got to start addressing these elephants in the room. We got to stop making everything about the goddamn parents and the siblings. Medical treatment should be based off the patient, not the family. But let's continue to read, shall we? The FDA considered entire reference with regard to both benefits and risks and continue to regard the reference as we did for the proposed rule. So, the 1969 paper that they are citing as a reference is ridiculously outdated and has no place whatsoever in determinations. But because the FDA did not want to be like finger pointed and called out for so called bias, they had to do it anyway. Okay? Go through point by point a paper that should have not even been a part of this discussion in the first place. Okay? Then I wanted to bring up that the larger overarching problem that leads to places like the JRC existing is the fact that the whole medical model regards to treatment to autistics, to ADHDers, to any neurodivergent, all circulate around what the parents want and what the parents want to see, what the neurotypical world wants to see, what their teachers, school, fellow students want to see, literally what everybody else wants from you except from you for you. That has to change. And until it does, we continue to be at risk. And our parents continue to be at risk from these smooth talking used card salesman pitches, from horror centers like the JRC, Agape. There's several others out there, all right? We're going to go ahead and close on that. We don't get very many views on this channel. The few we do tend to get removed from time to time. If you could, please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe, and please don't forget to hit those comments. I appreciate your time. As always, folks, we here at Spilling Tea do hope you have a good one. I gotta go abuse myself via exercise. I'll be back in a few minutes. Bye bye, everyone.